Alright, welcome back everyone. So today we're going to be looking at Cardano, or the shorthand name which is ADA. Specifically, we'll be taking a look at the hard fork, what exactly it means, and I'll be explaining what this cryptocurrency is all about. Now before we get into the video, I'm going to set the like count. So this week our goal like is set to 29, so 29 thumbs up. It'd be great if we achieve that goal, and with that said, let's jump into the video. And so first up, what exactly is Cardano or ADA? So the first main headline is that ADA is built off of a proof of stake blockchain, and that is a much more efficient alternative to that of a proof of work model. And so a previous co-founder of Ethereum was actually aware of the proof of work issues that Ethereum was facing at the time, and actually began developing Cardano back in 2017. And so Cardano can be broken into different stages. And so the first stage was Byron, which was just the foundation code of Cardano. This allowed users to exchange the Cardano or ADA currency, which used the proof of stake consensus algorithm. And then next up we have Shelley, which is focusing on decentralizing the network, which effectively sets up incentives for users to host their own nodes. And so the goal here is to have a diversified group of networks that participate in the pooling process rather than small centralized group of users. And then that leads me on to the next phase, which is Goguen, which is to introduce smart contracts and allow any developers to create a decentralized application on top of Cardano. Now before we jump into more details, let's just go over the two final stages, which is Basho, which is to improve the underlying performance of the Cardano network and then process more transactions and scale up. And then finally Voltaire, which is add in a voting and treasury system for a self-sustaining governance. Now, unlike other cryptocurrencies out there, we do have a valid open source product here. We can see that they have a range of repositories, and some of these, let's take a look at the developer portal, which was updated 1 hour ago. So that leads us onto the Alonzo update, which is bringing the network much more closer to its full capabilities. We can see that there's been a range of work on a range of different repositories. So just looking at the Cardano token repository for a second, we can see that some work was added to add the Alonzo NFT metadata. This is just one tiny change that is taking place, and this is just one small aspect of the entire Alonzo hard fork upgrade. And so smart contracts are pieces of computer code that automatically execute when certain predefined conditions are met. And so after the Alonzo update, anyone will be able to create and deploy their own smart contracts on the Cardano blockchain, which is really paving a way for a decentralized application. And so specifically, this Alonzo hard fork doesn't actually have a set date, but all the developers across the entire network have been working hard on testnets to keep on schedule with the roadmap that they've set out. And so we can see that the testnet website is actually powered from this block of code here. If we head over to their actual website, we have more information. So we're looking at a third generation proof of stake blockchain platform. And so specifically here, we're dealing with a sandbox environment for continued innovation. They're harnessing their power from their community to iterate and improve. And we can see that from their different developers. And so a range of contributors out there. And so there really is a lot of work taking place. But really exciting here is that the implementation, at least, of the smart contract is happening. The actual hard fork itself is split into 3 color-coded phases. So Alonzo blue, white, and purple. So you can really get a sense that this is a very distributed team. There's a lot of ideas that are taking place and a lot of moving parts as well. But this phased approach is allowing people to scale the network, making sure they're testing as well as they can. And even on top of the blue, white, and purple phases, we have Alonzo red and black. Essentially, every phase is adding more users to their testnet to identify any bugs that they need to iron out. So just taking a look at the price of Cardano or ADA, we can see that currently it's $2.63. Since the announcement of the hard fork, we can see that the prices have increased substantially, and there has been a little bit of a sell-off as of recent, just as the market adjusts to a more sensible price. And then if we look at price predictions for Cardano, we can see that I'm on Cardano forecast, and so take this information with a pinch of salt, but we can see that we have a price point at the end of 2021 around $3.98, so an increase of around 52% from that of mid-year. We can see as the years go up, so let's just skip to 2025 for instance, we're looking at $11, and then all the way up to 2033 we're looking at $22. Now actually, if the market price of cryptocurrency does increase, some of these values are possible. Now, whether or not these prices are accurate, one main call out here is that there's a lot of upside to the company. When you look at other projects out there, they don't have this amount of developers that work on the type of different repositories. Very active, as I said, and I really like the structure that they have with all the different phases and alpha phases that they have. And so this is definitely a coin that I've been investing in recently, and I'm going to invest more heavily as time goes on. The one call out that I would make is that you really want to buy when there's less news available. So there's been a lot of news recently about the hard fork. The time you want to buy is generally before or sometime afterwards, once the price is settled. It doesn't mean that the price is going to drop to levels that it was previously, but it just means that you won't be buying a premium during that period of time. So definitely look at moments where there's less news on the coin. And as always, perform your own research, but this is one company that I'm going to be investing more heavily. And I'm more than happy to show you in future videos the amount of Cardano that I'll be buying into. So thanks for watching, everyone. New videos are posted each week. For anyone that hasn't subscribed, then definitely do so. And if you enjoyed this content, then hit that thumbs up button as well. It really helps out the channel. So thanks again, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.